Hey everybody, Jon Busdeker here with the Orange County Sheriff's Office. It is the final day of the OCSO live vehicle tour, and we got a big one for you today. We got one of our largest vehicles here. This is the mobile command post. We're gonna go inside, we're gonna go outside, we're gonna show you everything that the mobile command post has to offer. Before we get too far, I wanna introduce Master Deputy Tim Nelson. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
We're excited to have you. We're going to have a few people on this live vehicle tour today, but Master Deputy Tim Nelson here is going to show us the outside of it. If you're just joining us, we're doing a tour of the mobile command post. We've been doing this all week at the Orange County Sheriff's Office. On Monday, we were at Aviation. Tuesday, we did the mobile video game theater. Wednesday, we were with the SWAT guys doing all the SWAT vehicles. Yesterday, we did a patrol vehicle, and today is sort of our finale with the mobile command post. If you missed any of those, we're going to post them on YouTube. They're on Facebook, so go back and watch those ones as well. This has been super fun. If you like what you see, share it, comment it, and we're going to get moving here on the mobile command post. So Tim, tell me exactly, what is the mobile command post?
It's it's actually the largest vehicle we have in the Sheriff's Office fleet. It's 44.5 feet long, and it stands at 12 feet 9 inches tall. Basically, it's an office, a rolling office. Our incident commanders and everybody on high-risk incidents, missing persons, whatever they need it for, we use it for. Dignitary visits, anything of that nature.
Yeah, and we're going to show you, like I said, the inside and the outside. This is probably one of the few vehicles, a lot of them are towed by diesel trucks, especially our game trailer. If you saw this on Tuesday, this is its own sort of thing, right?
Correct, it is.
It's a big truck. It's a big diesel truck. So why don't we walk around here a little bit just so you can get sort of the perspective of just how big this truck is. So Tim, why don't we start? We'll just start real simple. What's going on maybe right here? You got lights up here.
What we have is when we roll up on a scene, say similar to a hurricane, there's usually no power, nothing of that nature, so we have to have a light so we can see what we are doing. So we have exterior scene lights because either during a hurricane, middle of the night, something happens, we have to be able to see.
Yeah, and it's not always, just like you said, it's not always during the day when things happen, and you might be there for several days as well.
Correct. When we went up to Hurricane Michael in the Panhandle, we were there for 20 days. So up top we have what's called the night scan. That is a very bright light that illuminates farther out so we can see more stuff and just working areas, whatever we need it for.
All right, let's keep moving here. So like I said, this is a big truck. This is like a truck that could haul cargo and things like that. Are you the person that drives this truck?
I'm one of the people who drive this truck, yes.
Did you have to get trained to drive a big truck like this?
Yeah, we actually go through a 4-hour driving course where we do a slalom, we do hazard avoidance, so to make sure we don't hit something or somebody. I would hate to see that happen. We make sure we're able to stop it, understand how the braking system works, how the air brakes and things of that nature work.
I mentioned it was a diesel truck. Is it just like the trucks you see, like a semi-truck on the highway?
Yes, it is. It's a Detroit Detroit engine, so it's a big truck. It holds 60 gallons of diesel fuel. It'll run for a while.
All right, let's keep moving here. So wait, before we get too far, what's this right here?
That's one of the coolest things we have on this truck now. We actually have a 360-degree view, overhead camera view for the driver, so we can have situational awareness all the way around the truck. When you're driving, you know if a vehicle's around you or by you because of how big it is. You don't want to change lanes and hit another vehicle or anything. So it gives you that camera where you can actually see vehicles or people or anything in that area.
That's great. I mean, that's really great technology, especially for the driver of the truck. So let's keep moving here. So like you said, it's a 60-gallon diesel tank, big old truck here. What about this? These like pop out?
Yes. It's instead of having a small floor space where you're confined and it's hard to work, we have 4 slide outs, 2 on each side that come out. That creates a bigger area, a bigger workspace. You'll see that a lot more when you get inside of how much room there actually is where either deputies, the incident commander, everybody who makes decisions can sit more comfortably and work more efficiently.
Yeah, so if you're just joining us, we're doing a tour of the mobile command post. It's one of the largest, if not the largest vehicle in the Orange County Sheriff's Office fleet. I'm here with Master Deputy Tim Nelson. He knows all about this thing. He knows how to drive this thing as well. I wish I could get behind there and just start driving, but I don't have time to take a 4-hour class, I don't think. So what about down here? If you look down here, there's like spaces for, is it like for gear and things that we need when we go out on scenes?
Yes, we have storage space, the generator to run the power, the insides in there. We have air compressor because a lot of this stuff is powered by compressed air. So we have the storage space where we carry tools and different things of that nature on this truck.
And I mentioned this earlier with these pop-outs. It reminds me a little bit of like if you had an RV.
Correct.
And when you have an RV, when you drive, you put them in, but when you get to your spot, you pop them out so you can have more room.
Correct, that's exactly what it is.
All right, so let's look up here. I don't know if our camera person can see it from there, but there's 2 satellite dishes. Talk about those.
All right, I'll start with the one on the left because that's the one you can actually read. That's a DirecTV.
All right, we all know what those are.
Yeah, a lot of times our incident commanders, those in charge, like to know what the local news and everything's being said, weather, whatever it may be. So we're able to get those, either national news, local news, and put that information into the truck for decision-making purposes. So we have that ability. The bigger one right here, that's a data satellite. When you go into devastated areas or areas with not a lot of cell towers or cell service or things of that nature, that is a way we can get data coming in so we can utilize our computers and other technology to help the people in the devastated areas or help the victims of incidents that occur.
That's a really good point, because I think a lot of people, they rely on their cell phones for everything, and that's great. But if you go up to a hurricane, or if there was an incident here in Orange County where, let's say, the power went out, which has happened in the past when hurricanes have come through here, your cell phone don't work when there's no cell signal, really. And especially if you need large amounts of data. And so something like a satellite dish like that is perfect because you're going to need it if you're working out in the field.
You're absolutely correct.
All right, let's keep moving here. So on the back here, I see a ladder.
Yes.
Is this so you can get up there and work on the satellite dishes, or what?
Whatever we need. If service needs to be conducted on anything up top, whether it be the air conditioner units, satellite dishes, whatever it may be needed to be done, up on top, we have access to get up there.
What about these cameras right here? What am I seeing here?
This is it's a 40-foot boom that actually goes up in the air. We have 2 cameras on both sides that actually project out, so we can see a large or a long distance of things. Due to the weather today, we kind of lowered it down because I don't want to break our truck.
That's good. Yeah, it's a little cloudy here in Central Florida. If you're tuning in from anywhere else in the world, and we've had people from England, all the way from Australia watching these live feeds, so we're famous down under. But yeah, it's a little cloudy today, and it was supposed to pour, and so we weren't even sure if we were going to be able to do the outside portion of this, but the clouds are holding, so we're good out here. But yeah, so normally that goes up 40 feet in the air?
40 feet in the air, yes.
And tell me, what's the purpose of that? So you can see around you, or?
No, not really around us. If we're in an area similar to like we're here and an incident's happening across this Colonial Drive, the cameras can capture some of that, or we may be able to see things happening or give us more of a situational awareness of what's going on.
Okay, so I mean, when we started this, we talked about the mobile command post being used for weather incidents, but there's other ones too. I mean, if there was some sort of hostage situation or a terrorist incident, this could be deployed, and like you said, you could be able to monitor it from far away.
Correct. We use it for hurricanes, for hurricane response. We've deployed it for dignitaries who come in here, whether it be the Vice President, the President of the United States, other dignitaries from other countries, if that needs be. Barricaded subjects when they're acting a fool, when we need to take care of that. Missing persons, when somebody's missing, family can't find them, we come out here, we search, we work out of this truck. So there's multiple things that this truck is used for.
Excellent. So let's keep going here. We're going to walk around here a little bit. Follow me. If you're just joining us, we're taking a tour of the mobile command post. This is our final tour of the week. We've been out talking about patrol vehicles and SWAT vehicles and aviation, but today is the largest vehicle that we have in the fleet, the mobile command post. And you're going to see a gentleman here, and I don't know, Kevin, you got your drone up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now.
All right. So, Tim, I'm going to give your mic to him real quick. Don't go anywhere, though.
Okay.
So this is Master Deputy Kevin Johnson. Kevin, you can keep watching, but I'm going to put a mic on you. So Kevin here knows all about drones. He can fly drones. He could probably fix drones if he needed to.
Almost.
Almost. So right now, he's flying a drone above the mobile command post, and the feed is right here. I'm going to have my camera person show the feed here. So Kevin, talk about what you're doing and why it's important to be able to have a drone up in the air.
So right now what I'm doing is I'm taking the drone video and I'm pumping it directly into the mobile command post. This is important for the our incident commanders. They actually get a 3D view of the incident that they're on. So they get great perspective. They can see where all the deputies are at, and they can move them around where they need to.
It's pretty amazing technology if you think about it. I mean, if you go back years and years, I mean, drones are relatively new, but if you were to fly it, you'd probably have to record it and download it and then watch it. This is completely live.
Yeah, correctly. Years ago, like you said, we used to have to download the video, bring it into the mobile command post, say, hey, Chief, here's what we saw. What do you think? By that time, the information's old. Now, we have the ability to either wirelessly pump it directly into the mobile command post or send it over the internet live.
Yeah, and so you can send it maybe other people that need to see it, not just people that work at the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
Exactly. So say the mayor or the governor wanted to see the video of a disaster scene. We can send that video directly to the governor to see or to the mayor to see.
And right now we're showing it to you outside on this monitor, but this goes inside as well.
Yes,
if somebody
inside.
Wants to see
So
it.
if they want to see it inside, they can see it inside also.
Maybe tell me what else you got going on here. You got phones and
Yeah, so what we got
and-
going on here, we have a phone, so if we want to call inside directly, we can talk directly inside. We have our video matrix, so we can send video. If we have a computer direct connected here, we can send the video from the computer inside. We can control the awning and the lights from out here. We can talk to other deputies outside, wherever they may be on this phone here. But also with this phone here, if I wanted to call and order Domino's Pizza, I could order Domino's Pizza from right
well,
here
you don't
also.
have an address here. I guess you just tell them to look for the mobile
Yeah,
command
look for the
post.
big white and green vehicle out here with the lights on.
All right. This is great. You're going to keep flying a
I'm
little
going to
bit.
keep flying for about another 20 minutes. or
Okay,
so.
we're going to go inside so we can show off kind of where it goes. But you can see here, like on the screen right here, he's flying and doing his thing right there. So I'm going to grab Tim real quick before we go inside. So, Tim, before we go too far, you had said kind of some things that this is used for, but this is about a year old, right? For us.
Almost a year. We got a couple more months, so we're about 10 months.
Can you talk about why you felt like, or the Orange County Sheriff's Office felt like we needed this?
We had one prior to. It was older. The technology wasn't as new. As we advance, the technology gets better and everything else. We want the newest technology because then it lasts a little longer. We don't have to replace it so often. But the newer technology allows us to do more things than normal.
Now, something like this is not something you just go out and put on your credit card, probably. It's an expensive piece of equipment. How much was this?
We actually purchased this for $1.2 million. Luckily, though, the citizens of Orange County did not have to pay for it. It's due to a federal grant. The federal government, the Homeland Security grant, was able to fund this for us. And so we were able to get it that way.
Yeah, and before anybody says, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but it's a big piece of technology.
Correct.
It's also, these are the types of things, at least in my opinion, that you need when you need them. And
Correct.
so if there's an incident and somebody says, well, we should have a mobile command post. Well, we do have one. And luckily we do, because maybe we save lives because we have this piece of equipment.
And you're exactly right. We do. That's what it's for, is to help protect the people of Orange County. It's help to protect or to serve those even outside the county in hurricane deployments in devastated areas. It's used to help those people in those areas. It's not mainly for the sheriff's office, it's for everybody in the community and to help them and protect them.
Yeah. All right. So without further ado, I think we're going to go inside. So why don't you follow me real quick? I'm going to knock on the door here. If you're just joining us, we're doing a tour of the mobile command post. It's one of our largest vehicles in our fleet here at the Orange County Sheriff's Office. I hope Master Deputy Doyle is waiting for us. Oh, all right, Don, you're up. So I got to switch a mic here real quick. Thank you so much, Tim. I really appreciate it. Follow us inside. We're going to take you inside the mobile command post now. All right, Don, we're going to put this on you here.
Thank you.
All right.
Welcome to our mobile command post.
Well, thank you. So yeah, this is Master Deputy Don Doyle. He's going to show us the inside here. So why don't we just start right here, Don? Like, what's going on right here?
Okay, this is how we set up the vehicle. When it arrives on scene, you go ahead and lower the jacks. It has an automatic load leveling system so that you go ahead and deploy the jacks. It gets the vehicle nice and level so things aren't rolling around inside. Then it has an automated setup. It's all computerized.
Nice.
Like our first two versions, this time you just hit one button, the slide outs come out, the units power up, and everything comes to life.
That's
Ready
great.
to
So
go.
I got to ask you, there's a red light on you right now. Why is that?
Sometimes when working at night, it's advantageous to have that red light. Kind of allows people to continue working and it doesn't stress them out, and they're also ready to go to bed when their shift ends.
Excellent.
Overnight.
All right, so let's take a look over here. So I'm gonna have my camera person go. So what's going on in here besides the sleep number bed on the TV there?
Well, this is where we do all the planning and collate all the information and resources and things that the High Risk Incident Command needs to make their decisions and to get the operation completed successfully.
So this is almost like a workstation or an office almost. If you
Yes.
pan around here, you can see there's chairs and workspaces and places that people can put their laptops. I assume all the connections are there as well.
Yes, we have HDMI connections to go ahead and display things on any of these displays. They can be rerouted from the terminal you're sitting at to anywhere in the vehicle.
So right now, if you look at some of the screens, I think they're just showing the outside of this is the back of our building. We're at Central Operations, but this is sort of the backside of it. We felt this was the best spot to do this tour because it was kind of out of the way of what's going on at the Sheriff's Office today. But these TVs, they can kind of be tuned into anything and you can follow up on
Yes,
what's
we can
happening.
Bring camera footage in, we can bring the news footage in, we can bring things like we track our resources here. So if we want to display that from there, from the local terminals, call out resources, any documents we're creating. This is where our planning section would meet. So the planning section chief, resource unit leader, situation unit leader, documentation unit leader would be here, and they would create all the information that the command needs.
And I like to mention, everywhere we go on these tours, it seems to be air conditioned, and in here it is as well. There's several different fans and vents here. I assume that's because it gets hot here in Florida.
Yes, it gets very hot. Once you're inside a vehicle, yeah, the temperatures would climb quickly. So, and once you put 10 people in here, 10 people in here, maybe 2 people standing here meeting or making phone calls, the temperature will get, will rise quickly.
What about, let's go over here real quick. I see there's some signs that say inputs, and what's going on here?
That would be if you wanted to change the inputs, you would go ahead and punch in the number of the input that you wanted to take from, and then the one that you wanted to send it to, and you push take, and off it goes.
Okay, simple as that.
Yep.
So also there's some whiteboards in here. Well, why do you guys have the whiteboards?
Well, when things get hectic, you got to get information down. Sometimes somebody calls with some piece of information you need. You don't have time to type it in, or you don't want to try to remember it, so you scroll it right up there. Or maybe everybody needs to see it. It's something, hey, we're going to have a meeting at 10 a.m. to finalize the IAP. So you put it up there, everybody sees it as they're passing through.
What about this? I'm seeing like, oh man, I don't even know how to open it. Oh, there we go.
There you go. Good.
All right, this is just office supplies.
Just office supplies. This is a mobile office, essentially. It's a command post, but it's where we do all our work, and a lot of our work is office work.
So Tim mentioned this outside, and I want to talk about this again. Let's say we went to a hurricane situation. We're there for several days. We could be there for several weeks as well.
Yes, up to 21 days sometimes.
And so when you see, things like notebooks and highlighters and pens, like these are the things you need to have on hand because the office mags down the street ain't open when there's a hurricane.
Unfortunately, in an impacted community, all those resources we count on day to day have gone away. They're not available. So we have to bring what we need and be self-sufficient.
So I want to pan the camera around here. I like that there's a remote control caddy on there because I know what it's like to lose the remote control at my house.
I think everybody can, empathize with that, how the remote goes missing in the couch or whatever. Well, it could certainly go into somebody's pocket if we didn't have that caddy. They walk off shift and suddenly we're in trouble.
What are these right here? What's going on here?
Those are for holding the legs for this table.
Oh.
So there are 2 sets. We can have a higher level so people can stand around the table and talk to each other, which is sometimes advantageous when you've been sitting for several hours working. And then sometimes we'll have it at a lower level so that we can just spin around and meet at a table and spread things out and talk to each other.
It's like a bar top table or,
Yep,
or like
or-
a regular table when you go to a restaurant.
That's correct.
All right, so let's take a walk over this way. Come on and follow us. I'll let you go first,
Okay.
Don. If you're just joining us, we're taking a tour of the mobile command post, one of our largest vehicles here at the Orange County Sheriff's Office. We already did the outside. If you missed that, go back, watch that, and then you can catch up and see us on the inside here.
Printing capabilities, so we have the ability to print stuff. So more and more things are digital, like we're doing right now, but sometimes you do need a hard copy.
Yeah, no,
We're capable of doing
I
that.
totally agree with that. Sometimes you just want to put it in your hand and you want to read it and you want to see it right here instead of, texting it to somebody.
And inside here is all the server equipment that powers all of this.
This is what makes it
Power
run.
supplies. Yep. And this is why we bring 2 techs with us everywhere we go.
So somebody on hand knows what they're doing in case
Yes.
something goes wrong here, they can fix it.
They have the in-depth technical knowledge. we need.
Excellent, excellent. All right.
We keep additional radio batteries in there. In here we have a refrigerator, so we can keep water, keep people hydrated. Very important in Florida.
And like we said, these are things that you have to think about because, this isn't a place where you can just run to the grocery store if there's an incident. You got to have everything here. And so like you said, there's batteries, there's radios, there's water, there's a microwave in case you want to make some popcorn or something. You got to have it all ready to go because you never know how long you're going to be at an incident.
You've got to be self-sufficient, and you can't just leave and take a break sometimes. You've got to stay on the incident. We've got a microwave to heat things up. We have the ability to make coffee when we need to.
Which I'm sure you make a lot when you're
Yes.
working late.
Coffee is very
All right,
important.
let's follow
Come
Don
on in.
into the other side here. So, Don, tell me how this side of the mobile command post is different from the other side.
Okay, this is where a lot of the decision makers would be present.
Oh, so
you
I
have-
would probably be over there with the
Yes,
workers.
yes.
You would be over here with the decision makers.
Well, I would come in here to brief them.
Okay.
People like Chief Zwig and Captain Shaban would be here, and they would be the high-risk incident commander, the operations section chief, unit leaders for different units that are underneath the operations section chief would be present here. And based on the information that we're bringing to them from over there and the plans that we brought to them, they would go ahead and make the decisions, call out to the units out in the field, give them orders from here. And this is where they would also have their meetings to go ahead and set the objectives and help generate the ideas that we would use to formulate those plans and then go out and get more information. So
And
it's
this
like
is-
a cycle.
Yeah, this is definitely more like a meeting room. If you look,
Yes.
the table's a little bit bigger here. There's a lot more chairs in here. There's really no workstations in here. There might be one over there, but it's not like an office. It's more of like a conference room almost.
And that workstation over there is utilized for a person on our team that would go ahead and bring in and present the information that's requested by all those persons that are in the command. So they would go ahead and put up, if they wanted to see what the track of the hurricane is, they wanted to see the cameras, they want to see the current weather forecast,
So,
whatever
yeah.
that is. They could bring that in. They have the ability to do that. They also have the ability to get on the radio to call to get information from units out in the field. They have a phone available to them, a landline.
So we mentioned the drone. This is video of the drone
Yep.
outside right now. That's a live video feed of what Master Deputy Kevin Johnson is flying right now. Right now he's just over the mobile command post, but I'm sure if there was some sort of incident and he needed to get closer to it, he could fly over that way and see it and then come back if it was a hurricane or something else.
Yeah,
and
if
you guys
we're
have a
doing
live
damage
feed.
assessment, absolutely. You could fly over the area to do some damage assessment, or if we were looking for, how equipment is laid out in a field, do we like the way things are staged and whatnot, you could fly over that. They could take a look at that and determine that that's appropriate.
Or if there's a missing child and you're over some wooded areas in Florida, it'd probably be really handy to be able to see them
Yes.
from here.
Yes.
It's fantastic. I'm sure, I don't know when you started as a deputy, but I'm sure they didn't have live
24
video
years ago, no,
drones
we did not.
during when you started.
Our original command post was much smaller. It was a repurposed vehicle. It was probably about this size inside, and all we had was whiteboards with tape on them for the ICS forms. And that was the highest tech we had at that
You guys figured it out, though,
time. We
right?
did. We made it work.
But I'm sure you would have liked having a live video
Yes.
drone.
Yes.
All right, so this monitor here, I want to show this one. It looks like a big flat screen TV, and it is. But right now, it's showing Hurricane Michael. If you're watching this and you're like, oh my gosh, there's a hurricane coming towards Tallahassee. This is an old hurricane.
Yes.
We just wanted to put that up there just so you can kind of see what this monitor can do. But this is a touch screen, correct?
Yes, it is. So you can go ahead and minimize things and Now you're looking outside at
Ah.
a camera. So
why is that important? Why is it important to be able to do this and have a touchscreen TV?
it makes it quick versus trying to get a keyboard out or a mouse, and something on this size, this scale is difficult. You move the mouse all the way across and keep it, so it just makes it quick to present information.
And so what about up here? What am I looking at here?
That's the ability to video conference. So we have a lot of different video conferencing platforms. It could be anything from Zoom, Google Meet, HISN, things like that. And we're able to meet with other partners that are remote to us. They could be back here at our AEOC. They could be at the State Department of Emergency Management. So we can meet, talk, and formulate plans.
It's pretty incredible, though, when you think about that, because like you said, going back, 20, 25 years, I'm sure there'd be a phone in the middle of the conference table, which is great. I mean, you can talk to people, but there's probably a little bit more when you can, see people and see what they're doing and what you're doing and who they are, and it just makes things so much sort of more interactive and better, really, that we have all this technology when major incidents come up here in Orange County and really anywhere in the state of Florida. So what about this here? What am I looking at here?
We're looking at a speaker that we can utilize to pipe in sound from other vehicles. So it could be hostage negotiation information coming in so the high-risk incident commander can listen to it. It could be another meeting going on someplace. It could be other radio channels, whatever we need to put on there that they need to be listening to.
And that's really interesting as well. If there is a hostage negotiation, it's not just one person hearing what the person's maybe saying. You have a whole room of people that can at least listen in and maybe offer advice or saying, well, I've dealt with a situation like this before, maybe pass notes. So it's not just one person listening and having to relay that information. Everybody's listening in real time.
It allows the high-risk incident commander to be aware of what the status is of the situation.
Excellent. So let's head back this way. As you can see, there's some rain south of us right now. That's why we were trying to get inside here and show the mobile command post inside. But I think we've kind of showed everything in here. Is there anything I'm missing?
No, I think you covered pretty much everything we wanted to probably look at. It's more or less a mobile office. I mean, what really makes it work is our personnel.
Yeah.
That's really the sparkling feature.
That's basically the sheriff's office
Yeah.
in general. That's a good point. What makes it work is the personnel, the people that work here. How often is this thing taken out?
Oh, goodness. Well, probably 12 to 14 unplanned deployments per year, and probably, say, about 10 to 15 planned deployments.
All right, so
So-
you just never, once a month, basically,
Yeah.
that it could be taken out for whatever
For a
reason.
demonstration like this, or, because we have an event.
Excellent. Did you have to get trained on all this, or you just sort of know how it all works?
Well, I have some familiarity from having different command posts, but no, for this one specifically, we had videos, we had a person come down and train us, the persons that created it, so it was a fair amount of training.
I mean, it's a pretty impressive piece of machinery here,
Yes.
and I know we just got it about a year ago, so it should have some longevity for the years to come.
Yes.
And the other good thing I'm sure about this piece of equipment is that it is upgradable.
Yes, that's one of the things they worked into it, making it modular so that as technology improves, the older technology can be removed and the vehicle will still functional, can be upgraded with new technology.
Well, maybe in 10 or 15 years, we can do another tour, and we can talk about how this technology wasn't as exciting as it is 20 years from now.
I imagine. Always improving.
All right, well, we'll bring you back for that one. How about that?
Sure.
Okay. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to wrap up our live vehicle tour of the mobile command post. If you missed any of our tours, go back and watch those ones. We were at Aviation. We did tours of our SWAT vehicles, our mobile video game theater, a patrol car, and then today, our mobile command post. I had so much fun doing this. If you liked it, share it, comment it, tell other people about it. And thank you for joining us. And we'll see you next time when we do some more live tours here at the Orange County Sheriff's Office.